So we're going to be doing a few windows today, but I'm going to show you one that we're going to kind of go through the whole process of actually removing it. So we're not doing measuring or anything like that today. I'm going to turn the camera around and then you're going to get to see what we're doing today. All right, so this is the window that we're going to be installing. This is the new window and it's going to be going in this area. So the first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking out the brick molding, which is this part here. All right, so this is like a 2-inch brick mold. This is how a lot of the windows that we do, they kind of show up like this. So you got to be careful with the stucco. You want to make sure that that we don't damage the stucco here. Now what I normally like to do, if it doesn't have any caulking like this one doesn't, and normally they don't put caulking here, it's only afterwards, like if someone's having issue with their windows, they come back and they put a little bit of caulking on it. If it does have caulking, just cut it, like score it with a knife. And then what I normally like to do, let me get my hammer here. I usually like to give it a tap like that. Now make sure you don't hit that stucco. So again, on the side, I didn't see that second hit, but I did hit it. And what that normally does is it just releases some of the well, it just releases the brick mold if it is a little bit attached to the stucco. That way when you pry it out, which I use my trusty pry bar here, what you're going to be doing is putting this pry bar right there. You see there's a little groove. That's where the brick mold is attached, and it's normally attached with a few nails. So you want to go in there. You don't want to go too far deep where you're underneath the stucco, because you're going to break that. So you want to make sure you put it in, you go up to about that length, and then when you pry, you want to just pry out straight. You want to pry out with a slight angle away from the stucco. All right, so we're gonna get to do that. Unfortunately, it's just me and I don't have a tripod, so I'll do that and then I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so as you guys can see, I already did one side and the top. So how do you get this out? You just need these two tools: a good pry bar and a hammer. So remember how before I was showing that little groove, it goes in there. So you just tap your pry bar with a hammer, get it in there. Now you don't want to get too far on the stucco, because when you rip it, you might get a chunk out, right? So see how it's nice and gentle, nothing came out. Same with this side, nice and gentle. Now you always want to make sure you do this nice and easy when you pry these things out. And the reason is that sometimes when they put these nails that you see here, whoever puts them in could hit them at an angle. What does that mean? That means they would have hit it like this. So maybe that screw, or that nail would have been behind the stucco. So when you pry it out, it's gonna take chunks of that. I've done it. So that's the reason why we say do it nice and slow. Now if one has it, normally most of them have it. If they don't have it, like this one, someone decided to shoot nice and straight, then we're good. So yeah, that's what it should look like. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take out the window, and you're gonna have an opening like this one. All right, so I'll do that next, and then I'll show you with the window in after prepping. All right, so the window's out, as you can see. All these things here you want to remove. I'm going to clean all this out. This is the insulation the old one had. Okay, if there's any leftover nails, make sure you remove those. And what I like to do is, see this leftover drywall, I usually cut that off, because once you go in with your insulation, you just have more space to be able to spray foam, so you don't get a tiny little bead like this. You can get, you know, a good chunk of it without any issues. So once we get to this point, it's really up to you how much you want to do. You can clean it up, back bead this edging here, so put a little bit of caulk all around, slap your window in, or if you want to put some membrane to seal up your wood, you can do that at this point too. So some blue skin or some house wrap, or whatever you use. But for the most part, if you just, you know, don't have that, just put a bead of caulk, nice bead of caulk around the edging here, all around. Put your window in. Once the window comes in, you go back along the edge and you do another bead. You're gonna be fine. All right, well, good luck.